Spinach gratin is creamy, it's cheesy, and it's really easy to make.
You're gonna want this at your table this year. And the ingredients are simple too. You need 1/4 cup of flour, salt, pepper, 3 tablespoons of butter, about a cup of Parmesan cheese, about 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg, a cup of Gruyere cheese, 1 large onion chopped, about 6 cloves of garlic, 2½ cups of milk, and 5 10-ounce packages of frozen spinach. The one thing you want to make sure about this spinach is that you dry it really, really well. So after it's thawed in a colander, put it on a dish towel and wring it out really, really well. You want as much water out of the spinach as you can possibly get out. Make sure you don't skip this step because it's a very important one for this recipe. Now you're going to get a large skillet and melt that butter in there. And while the butter's melting, you're going to chop up 1 large onion. Doesn't really matter what size you chop them, just make sure they're all relatively the same size so they cook evenly. And once they're ready, you're gonna add them to that melted butter. Now we're gonna let these saute on low heat. And it's a perfect time to chop that garlic up. If 6 cloves of garlic seems too much for you, that's fine to pull it back a little bit. I just know that my family can handle that much garlic, but if yours prefers less, that's fine, just put less in there. Now once the onions are getting nice and soft, that's the perfect time to add the garlic. You don't need to cook this for that much longer. Just saute it until the garlic is nice and fragrant. And now it's time to add the flour in. Stir it in and cook it for a couple minutes. You just want to get that harsh flour taste out of there. And add the nutmeg, salt, and pepper. I don't like giving measurements for salt and pepper because some people are really sensitive to salt, so just put what you feel is right. Give everything a good mix and slowly add the milk to it. Turn the heat up until you just start seeing bubbles like this start to form. Now turn the heat down to a simmer, stirring occasionally. Cook it for about 10 minutes. Now add all that dried spinach to it and season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. Now for the cheese. The cheese is the best part if you ask me. I gave measurements for the cheese in the beginning, but if you want to go a little bit over that, that's fine by me. It is the holidays after all. And by the way, if you can't find Gruyere, you can always use Swiss. It's the same family. Just take a small handful of both the cheeses combined and add it to the skillet. Mix everything up until it's really well combined, and I have to tell you, it smells amazing already. Take a baking dish and spray it with some cooking spray, and add the spinach mixture right into it. And just smooth everything evenly out into the edges with a spoon. Add the rest of the shredded cheese to the top until it looks like that. And you're gonna pop it in a 400-degree preheated oven for about 30 minutes. And after 30 minutes, it's gonna look like this. So good. It doesn't really matter what your main course is for the holidays. This is the perfect side dish to complement it. I mean, how could you not like this? Look at the cheese on top alone. I promise you and your family are gonna love this one.